You're losing your day in the first 45 minutes and you don't even notice it. Most people wake up, grab their phone, scroll, react, and then wonder why they feel behind, distracted, and tired by 10 a.m. Winners do the opposite. They run a system, a predictable, repeatable 45-minute sequence that locks in their mind, body, and priorities before the world can pull them off course. This video is that system. No fluff, no vague be positive advice. I'll give you a minute-by-minute structure you can start tomorrow morning. You'll know what to do, in what order, and why it works, backed by psychology and performance science. If you've ever said, "I know what I should do, I just don't do it," this is your playbook. Stay with me, and by the end, you'll have a 45-minute routine that makes hitting snooze feel like sabotage. Let's build your winner's morning, step by step. Here's how this will work. I'll walk you through a 45-minute morning routine broken into clear blocks. No fancy equipment, no 4 a.m. wake-up requirement. You can plug this into a normal life starting tomorrow. We'll cover wake-up mechanics, fast physical activation, mental clarity, deep focus planning, and how to protect your attention before it gets hijacked. By the end, you won't just feel motivated. You'll have a checklist you can screenshot and follow. If you're serious about upgrading your mornings, this channel is built for you. Hit subscribe and tap the notification bell so you don't miss the follow-up videos, where we'll build your evening routine and weekly reset around this system. And watch this all the way through. The power of this routine isn't in one hack, it's in how the pieces stack together into a compounding advantage. Let's start with the first 5 minutes after you open your eyes. Minutes 0 to 5. How you wake up determines whether your brain is in control or your impulses are. First, put your phone out of arm's reach tonight. When the alarm goes off, you must physically get out of bed to turn it off. No negotiation. Winners design their environment so discipline is easier than laziness. Second, as soon as you stand, open your blinds or turn on a bright light. Morning light hits receptors in your eyes that signal your brain to shut down melatonin and ramp up cortisol, the hormone that helps you feel awake and alert. Third, take 10 slow nasal breaths while standing. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. This calms the nervous system and prevents that anxious, frantic start. No phone, no email, no social media. For the first 5 minutes, your only job is this. Stand up, get light, breathe, and signal to your body, we're on. The day is mine. Minutes 5 to 10. Hydrate and physiologically wake up. Overnight, you lose water through breathing and sweat. Even mild dehydration tanks focus and energy. So, step 1. Drink a full glass of water, 300 to 500 ml. Add a pinch of salt and a squeeze of lemon if you want to support electrolytes and taste. As you drink, avoid caffeine for now. Coffee on top of dehydration creates fake energy followed by a bigger crash. Caffeine comes later in this routine, strategically. Next move. Not a workout, just activation. Think 90 seconds of jumping jacks, 20 bodyweight squats, a few arm circles, maybe a light stretch for your hip flexors and chest. The goal is to increase blood flow, elevate heart rate slightly, and shake off sleep inertia. You're not trying to crush it yet. You're sending your body one clear signal. We're transitioning from rest mode into performance mode, on purpose. Minutes 10-15. Quick physical priming. This is a 5-minute mini circuit to wake up muscles and joints, especially if you sit a lot. Here's a simple sequence you can follow without equipment. 45 seconds. Slow bodyweight squats. 45 seconds. Push-ups, on knees or against a counter if needed. 45 seconds. Hip hinge. Good mornings with hands on hips. 45 seconds. Plank hold. 45 seconds. Alternating reverse lunges. 45 seconds. Cat-cow spine mobilization on the floor. Rest only as needed. Keep breathing through your nose as much as possible. This is about control, not exhaustion. This light activation does 3 things. Raises core temperature, opens your posture, and tells your brain there's real demand coming, so it releases more neurotransmitters for focus. When you finish, stand tall for 10 seconds, shoulders back, deep breath. Lock in a confident physiology before you move on. Minutes 15 to 20. Cold exposure and reset. You don't need an ice bath. A 30 to 90 second cold shower finisher is enough. After your quick rinse, turn the water to cold, uncomfortably cold but safe. Step into the stream. Focus on calm, steady breathing. Inhale through your nose, long exhale through your mouth. Why this matters: brief cold exposure spikes norepinephrine and dopamine, the chemicals tied to alertness, motivation, and drive. You're training your brain to do hard things on command first thing in the morning. If a full cold blast is too much, start with your arms and legs, then move to chest and back. Progress over time. When you step out, towel off and deliberately notice how awake and switched on you feel. That's not motivation, that's biology you've just leveraged. From here, we move straight into setting your mind and emotions for the day before the world has a vote. Minutes 20-25. Mental calibration, zero noise. Find a chair, sit upright, feet flat on the floor, no phone, no music. You're going to run a simple 5-minute focus and awareness drill. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose for 4, hold for 1, out for 6. As you breathe, bring your attention to the sensation of air at the tip of your nose or the rise and fall of your chest. Every time your mind wanders, which it will, label it thinking and gently bring it back to the breath. No judgment. This is mental reps. This micro practice builds the skill winners rely on all day, noticing distraction and returning to what matters. 5 minutes daily compounds into better focus in meetings, deeper work, and less reactivity. When the timer ends, open your eyes slowly. Don't rush. You're stepping into the day with intention, not reactivity. Minutes 25-30. Gratitude and identity scripting. Grab a notebook and pen. Physical, not digital. For 3 minutes, write down 3 specific things you're genuinely grateful for today. Not generic, family, health, job, but detailed. Coffee with my sister last night, or the fact I can walk without pain. Specificity forces your brain to actually feel it. Next, identity scripting. Complete this sentence 3 times. The kind of person I am becoming is someone who, for example, keeps promises to themselves, protects their focus, shows up prepared. You're teaching your brain who you are, not who you used to be. Gratitude shifts your state from scarcity to sufficiency. Identity scripting gives your actions a direction. Winners don't rely on random motivation. They anchor their behavior to the person they're committed to becoming. 5 minutes. Pen, paper, and an honest conversation with yourself. No one else will see this. Write like it matters, because it does. Minutes 30-35. Ruthless prioritization. Most people start the day with a to-do list that's actually a wish list. Winners start with a battle plan. On the next page of your notebook, draw 2 columns. On the left, write non-negotiables today and list a maximum of 3 high-impact tasks. These are needle movers, not busy work. Things that, if completed, would make today a win, even if everything else explodes. On the right, write nice to have. This is for admin, errands, and low-leverage tasks. Now, assign a time block for each non-negotiable. Be realistic. Decide when and where you'll do them. This removes decision fatigue later. The rule: your day is not allowed to end until the non-negotiables are done, barring true emergencies. This simple filter separates motion from progress and keeps you from confusing activity with achievement. Minutes 35-38. Calendar and friction removal. Now that you know your top 3, plug them into your actual calendar. Open your digital calendar or planner and block specific time windows for each non-negotiable. Protect these like meetings with your future self. Next, remove friction ahead of time. Ask, what could stop me from doing this later? If it's a workout, lay out your clothes and shoes now. If it's deep work, clear your desk, close unnecessary tabs, and prepare any reference materials. If it's a difficult conversation, draft bullet points of what you need to say. Winners don't rely on willpower during the hardest part of the day. They design the path so the default is execution. Take the last minute to visually scan your day. See yourself moving through these blocks calmly and decisively. You're giving your brain a script instead of letting chaos write one for you. Minutes 38 to 40. Strategic caffeine and fueling. Now is the time for coffee or tea, after you've hydrated, moved, and set your mind. This timing lets adenosine, the sleep pressure chemical, naturally drop, so caffeine works better with fewer crashes. Brew your drink intentionally, not as a reflex. While it's brewing, prepare a light protein-forward first fuel if you eat early. Greek yogurt, eggs, protein shake, or leftovers with real protein. The goal is stable blood sugar, not a sugar spike that will crash you mid-morning. If you practice intermittent fasting and it works for you, keep fasting, but still hydrate and consider black coffee or tea. The key principle: winners don't let food or caffeine run the show. They time both to support cognition, not sabotage it. You're setting up your brain for the next phase. Focused, distraction-free deep work to capitalize on this primed state. Minutes 40-43, Deep Work Launchpad. Before you check messages, you're going to create a clean runway for your most important work. Go to your workspace. Clear anything unrelated to your first non-negotiable. Put your phone in another room or activate Do Not Disturb. Close every app and tab that isn't required. On a sticky note or a sheet of paper, write the exact starting action for your first deep work block. Open Document X and outline 3 key points, or review Client File Y and draft First Proposal section. Make it so simple you cannot misunderstand what start looks like. Set a timer for 25 to 50 minutes. This is the session you'll begin right after the 45-minute routine ends. You're telling your brain, this is what matters. No negotiations, no multitasking. When the routine finishes, you don't wander, you execute. Minutes 43 to 45. Mindset lock-in and transition. The last 2 minutes are about locking all of this into a clear, intentional state before you launch. Stand or sit tall. Take 3 deep breaths. Then say out loud, if possible, 3 short statements. 1. One thing you're committed to doing today. 2. One way you're going to show up. For example, calm, decisive, prepared. 3. One thing you refuse to do. For example, doom scroll in the morning. Break my word to myself. Next, quickly visualize yourself completing your top 3 non-negotiables. See the friction and see yourself moving through it anyway. This isn't fantasy, it's rehearsal. Finally, glance at your timer for the deep work block waiting for you. When this 45-minute routine ends, there is no pause. You sit down and begin. That's your winner's switch from routine to execution in one move. Let's recap your 45-minute no-fluff winner's morning. Minutes out of 5. Wake without snoozing. Get light. Breathe. You signaled day on instead of drifting online. Minutes 5 to 15. Hydrate, light movement, 5-minute activation circuit. You prime your body. Minutes 15 to 20. Cold exposure. You train your brain to do hard things and boost alertness. Minutes 20 to 25. 5 minutes of breath-based focus practice. You build attention on purpose. Minutes 25-30. Gratitude and identity scripting. You shift your state and define who you're becoming. Minutes 30-38. Ruthless prioritization, calendar blocking, and friction removal. You turn intentions into a concrete plan. Minutes 38 to 45. Strategic caffeine and fueling, workspace setup, and mindset lock-in so you can slide straight into deep work. This isn't theory, it's a system. Follow it for 7 mornings in a row and watch how your days and your self-respect start to change. Now it's on you. You don't need a perfect morning, you need a consistent one. So here's your challenge. Commit to this 45-minute winner's routine for the next 7 days. Not forever, just a 1-week experiment. Print or write the steps, set a 45-minute timer, and run the play exactly as outlined. When you do, come back to this video and drop a comment with what changed. Energy, focus, confidence, anything. Your feedback will help others commit too. If you found this valuable, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the videos where we'll build your evening shutdown routine and weekly review to support this morning system. Share this with one person who says they don't have time, but secretly wants more from their life. Remember, winners aren't born, they're built. 45 minutes at a time, starting tomorrow morning.